Welcome to the desert. It gets dry here every day. You learn to live like a sandy island, bury underground to say, I am DeoGenZ. Hey, welcome to my Pokemon Black walkthrough. And I'm sure you all know what I've been parodying right there. So we were going to continue onwards, exploring the desert temple, or not desert temple, desert resort. I always lack to think that this is a resort because there's just really no amenities that make it look that way. But as opposed to our past two videos, which have been all sped up through the desert, I figured it would be cool, maybe, if we had some normal speed battles. Just because I would like to have an even balance of displaying the game's music, Pokemon battles, their sprites, and what their real animations look like. So we're going to take it slow this episode. And because of that, we're not going to get much done. But we will finish exploring the rest of the desert. And, before you click on to the next walkthrough because you think this is a boring one, we're going to find the sea turtle Pokemon and the ancient bird Pokemon. I've been getting a lot of comments on my white walkthrough, where'd you get the turtle from? So now you can find out. So you want to stay tuned for that. And Woobats! Woohoo! Can somebody tell me if that has a nose or is that its eye? I believe it's its snout. And I think it's its snout because of its evolution. Which is slipping my mind right now what the name is, but I think that's its snout, but I can't help but look at it as eyes. Somebody who watches the anime would probably be able to tell me better. That's something that probably made a big disconnect for me at the 4th generation because at that point I wasn't watching the anime. So all the Pokemon after that, they almost seemed unreal in a certain way. They only existed in my game, and I've never seen them move around in fluid animations via the anime. So that might be why I have a certain aversion towards the 4th gen. But now we're all healed and we can continue onwards. So sandy in my shorts. Don't you hate that? You're sitting at the beach and then you get sand up your ass crack. Ugh. It's worst on the ride home. Just sandpaper your butt crack down. And here's Sandile. Just in case you don't know what Sandile looks like, you can capture him in copious amounts at the ruins. Or the resort. I don't know. Maybe this is the spot to be. The sand traps that are all around, maybe that's a bed. Who knows? Just don't toss and turn in those holes, otherwise you'll fall down to the bottom floor. But really, these are state-of-the-art sand beds that haven't even been invented yet in your world. It only lies in the Pokemon dimension. With Psychics, it'll be interesting to see if in upcoming Pokemon games they allow you to do super customization like they had in Pokemon Battle Revolution. I think that they had their premises wrong, or not premises, but just ideas for what mechanics were supposed to go in what game. For Pokemon Battle Revolution, it felt very cheap and tacked on, and honestly, I never used it. I never changed my character's clothes. I gained Pokédollars to get items. I got the Electivire and Magmortar, but that was free. But I never bought items to customize my character. And I think our RPG game would be so much better suited towards that. Especially a Pokemon one where you're going to be versing people online and you actually would like to show some individualistic style. It would be very worthwhile. But on PBR, there was just no motivation there. I'm going to switch around my Pokemon. Make sure they're all... No! Good. Well, that's alright. We need to get that item, Revive. And also, if you missed out on catching a Sandile upstairs, there's copious amounts downstairs. I really think that this temple, it might just be caves in general, increase the rate of encounter. I do believe that's true, but not confirmed. Okay, let's go around the sand pit now and battle this Psychic, who actually looks to be a chick, I think. Yep, she is. Alright, so Woobat. You know, you must be a pretty fail psychic, because if you were that good, you could predict my Pokemon's moves. Or you could just predict how powerful I am as an opponent, and you wouldn't even challenge me to battle. Look at that. One bite, you're done. You're telling me you couldn't see those moves, Miss Psychic? I'm gonna nom-nom on that bubblegum there. That's funny. Munna very well could be a wad of gum. Hey, what did you just spit in the garbage? It looked intriguing. Some pink bubblegum? Grab it! That's our new Pokemon. The Dream Eater Pokemon. But what about Drowsy? Fuck Drowsy. He's got a funny nose. Nobody likes funny noses. They love wadded up bubblegum. Half chewed by Japanese people. And then Musharna, I suppose, is just a bunch of gum in the garbage pail at the Pokemon Company. All wadded together. Nah, that's not how they make their Pokemon. They have teams of artists. Which does remind me, teams of artists. I'm looking for some artists. I was thinking about the future, as I always am, for this channel. And one thing that I want to definitely work on is my borders. The backgrounds, the things on the side of the video that make it look like you're watching it on a 3DS. Although I realize now looking at it that I kind of made it a little too dark, to the point where you can't see that it's a 3DS, except for the slider by Zekoram's Tail, right near the white walkthrough playlist. If you guys are new to my walkthrough... Oh, hold on. Wow. Keep clicking, and we got the cover fossil. Okay, the cover fossil will equal the turtle Pokemon that I raised in my white walkthrough, Tortuga. And the other fossil, when it's revived, will turn into an archaic bird Pokemon called Arkin. Both Pokemon are partially rock type, and for Arkin, he's also flying, and for Tortuga, he is also water. If you want to see how powerful Tortuga can evolve into, check out my white walkthrough. I take on the Elite Four with him, and he packs the punches, or rather the Aqua Jets. But also, you may want to consider getting Arkin, because his evolved form will allow you to fly. And for some reason, I don't know, maybe just higher selection, there aren't a lot of great flying Pokemon in the 5th generation. So you might want to consider picking him up for the journeys ahead. Now, before we close out this episode, I want to get ready to be in place for Nimbasa City in the next. So let's take on this trainer and get back to what I was saying before. First off, anyway, if you're new to this walkthrough, if you click on white version or black version, it will take you to the playlist on the side with the borders, leading me to my next point, which is, if you're an artist, please message me if you would like to have some of your art utilized in future episodes. I don't think I would be doing it for the black walkthrough, but for future Pokemon walkthroughs, I really want to ideally find an artist that I work in tandem with, that I like their art. If you have a DeviantArt account, that would be probably the best way to display your work to me. But I want to find an artist that I like their work of, and would be able to do borders for the entire series. So that would include all the things that I do normally for my Crystal walkthrough, like indicating what Pokemon are where, also other battle strategies. I'm not sure. You know, for different walkthroughs, I may have a different border setup. I might not do, like in this walkthrough, all the Pokemon that you can find on the side, because I'll just tell you verbally what you can find and what's great to raise in the area. I think that doubles as being extra helpful, because not only do you know where to find the Pokemon, but you know how to use them for the future game. So I might do that, but if you're an artist, I'm definitely interested in collaborating. So send me a PM. And Bianca, always late as usual. Seems the professor gave us the Pokedex for the reason for starting our journey. He wanted us to go out and see the world. So my mom, Bianca's mom, and your mom made a request to Professor Juniper. What should I do now? I think I'd like to show the professor my thanks by going to Route 4 and collecting some more Pokemon. And I'll show my thanks by going to Nimbasa City!